Hi everyone! Tonight is going to be really fun. This is really geared towards law school students and young lawyers, and I'm going to be talking about some success secrets. So maybe this is applicable to more than just law students and young lawyers, but that is why I am here. Hey guys, it's good to see you. It's very hard for me to do any nighttime lives, which is why a lot of my lives are usually during the day or in the early morning. Hey guys. So this is a special. Last year, I launched a program called Law School Mastermind. We did a pilot program for law students in the summer. It was awesome. It was on Zoom, and we continued it through the year, where I would say about 10 to 15 law students met me on Zoom, and I put together a course. It was a lot of work, and the people who were in the program really loved it, but what ended up happening was I decided to go into a different direction. The program is not dead. If you want to see some of the courses, they are actually, you can go on and get the course. It's free. It's on lawschoolmastermind.com, my other Instagram account. But I wanted to deliver the best mentoring that I could, and my business basically, it took off. It was very, very good. Everything's been going really well, but it needed a lot of attention. And I have 2 kids. So, as we will talk about tonight, definitely figuring out how to say no to things is critical. And so, what I've decided to do instead is still have a community and still mentor students. But the way that I'm going to do it is really through Instagram Live, through my Instagram, through Reels, and starting tonight. So this is meant to be interactive. Please comment. Let us know, are you a law student? Are you a young attorney? Say where you are, where you're going to school, where you are working, or what year you're in school, what year you are in your law career. Or if you're just hanging out and want to learn some professional development and some personal development skills, like that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I am also going to take questions, so type your questions. You could just comment them, or there is a questions button. And for those of you who are watching the replay, comment your question, send me a DM, and we will address it. So if no one has questions to start, I'm going to get started. So I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Francesca Witzburg, and I am an intellectual property attorney. I specialize in all things trademarks, copyrights, and contracts, and I'm a partner at a law firm called Loza & Loza. So I went to Cardozo Law School undergrad, and I was a first gen student. So first gen law student, I should say, even a first gen college student. And I had no idea what I was doing. So if any of you guys, like any first gen people, Mackenzie's here. Hi girl. Mackenzie was actually in Law School Mastermind. She's in my program. I was just talking about how great it was and how I had to take a hiatus, but we are going to figure out what we're going to do next year with it. But in the meantime, we're doing Instagram community. So Mackenzie, feel free to ask a question if you have anything. It's good to see you. So I was a first gen student and really didn't have anyone in my family who went to law school. So I had no idea what law school really was, what we're supposed to do, no idea, had no idea. At some point someone was like, hey, you'd make a good lawyer. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. Let me give this a shot. So, the day 1 of law school still didn't resonate, but I felt the pressure. Really felt like, wow, this is something that's extremely competitive. People are studying so early. There's one exam. Why are they doing this? I really thought it was basically the 5th year of college. I went to Cardozo Law, so I was living in Manhattan and had an apartment in Greenwich Village while I had friends who were just in corporate America. And I thought, wow, like I don't have to study to the last week, right before the exam, just like college, right? Wrong. And it was only about a week. It was the week of finals, really. I remember it when I was sitting around in a group of girls in my study group, and one of the girls suggested we should start studying by doing a practice exam. So everyone took out their questions, and the girl read the question aloud, the hypo, and they all started typing, right? Because they all were answering the question. A wave came over me, like, holy moly. I didn't even understand the question. I had no idea how to answer it. It was like that moment where, wow, I was supposed to be studying and learning how to take exams day one, and I didn't do that. And I think a lot of undergrads who come to law school, I mean anyone, right? If no one tells you this, you have no idea. So let me just start by demystifying the law school exam. It is one exam, and you are supposed to be studying day one. There is something called an outline that you will learn how to do. And basically, you take each section bit by bit, and you break it down into the most core, easy to understand concepts for each section. And then you learn the rule. There's a rule for every case that you study. It's the law, the black letter law, and then the professor gives you an exam hypo. There's a fact pattern. They give you a situation where Jane and Jim are crossing the street, and a car comes at them coming in the wrong direction, and all these things happen, and you have to spot all of the legal issues. That's what a law school exam is. But if you wait to the last minute to study, your peers and your colleagues are way ahead of you. You're now months behind. I felt that, and so I almost had a meltdown. I thought, holy crap, I'm going to flunk out. I'm going to let my parents down. I'm going to let my family members down. Everyone who's gotten me here is going to be so disappointed because I'm going to flunk out of law school. But something really cool happened. I did not freak out. I pulled it together, and I realized that those girls, those women in my group knew something that I didn't know. Okay, so it wasn't necessarily that they were smarter than me. It was that they simply knew how to take exams. And so I needed to learn how to take exams. I ended up doing okay, not my best. I didn't do great the first semester, but because of that, it happened quickly. That slap across the face, I realized, okay, I'm going to buckle down, and I'm going to do everything that these young women did. They ended up, a lot of them being top, and some of them in law review. So I met with a tutor. I got supplements. I studied how to take a law school exam. Okay, so whether you're a law student or you're not, the reason why this is applicable is because this is secret number one, is that you do not have to be the smartest to get an A. And I think that I'm going to give you the principle outside of law school. You do not need to be the smartest to be the most successful. In fact, a lot of people who are billionaires were not the top of their class, or had some sort of learning disability, or something that they thought they were disadvantaged in. And notice I say thought, because it's not. These are pure geniuses and super successful businessmen and women. But just don't let anything affect you. It has nothing to do with how smart someone is or you think is naturally. Like, that does not matter. What matters is how you learn and how committed you are to truly learning how to do something well. And that's applicable in law school, because for law students, it's the exam. For young lawyers, it's how to practice your type of law, crack the code, figure it out, work with mentors, meet with your supervisors, read books on the weekends, read articles. And for anyone else watching, if you're in a corporate job or you're an entrepreneur, watch videos, learn, have mentors, figure this stuff out. You do not necessarily need to be the quote unquote smartest person. It is just a matter of the information that's around you and how hard you're willing to work to access it and apply it. Okay, that's study secret number one, and I would say as success secret number one. And number two, oh gosh, okay, let me first give you my story. So after I figured out how to take exams, my grades picked up, right? So I very quickly figured it out. I felt good, and like I was getting A's. So second semester, definitely my grades increased exponentially, and I cracked the code. But then it came time to apply for jobs, and it was still a little bit late in the semester. I applied to a bunch of positions, and I didn't hear back at all. So I thought, okay, wow, it's not just your grades. So having great grades isn't enough. But what is it? What is the secret to getting the internships and the positions that you want? So I attended a speed networking event at school. I met an attorney who ended up being someone who hired me. We had a great conversation, and I took it offline. I emailed, I followed up. I said, hi, I've loved chatting with you. I want to be an IP lawyer. I was so interested and fascinated by your conversation. Do you have any internship opportunities? I sent him my resume, and I continued to follow up. I continued to go to events where he spoke. And I would say after like multiple touch points, I got an internship offer. So it really led me to realizing, wow, the secret to getting the jobs and the internships that you want, it's not just having good grades. It's truly not. It's about leveraging your network and going to events, meeting people, and finding those connections. It's not enough just to apply online. So success secret number two is how to get the jobs and the internships you want, and that's by networking. And my other subtle take on that is not just by networking, but I think that this is secret three. I'm kind of skipping ahead. So it's to build authentic relationships. Okay, so why is that the next secret? Here's why. So after my internship, I continued to network, and I realized that a lot of it, that even wasn't enough. It wasn't enough just to continue to network and go to events and email people. I wanted the next job. I wanted the next thing. And I realized from there, it's not just networking. Truly, it is building authentic relationships. I talk about this all the time. I was at Cardozo Law School the other night talking about the importance of relationships and networking. But so while, yes, the secret number two that I said is it's not just about having great grades. It's about getting out there and networking. But truly, it's authentic relationships. So it's not enough just to have this superficial type of networking where you think it's an even exchange and a quick transaction. That's not networking. I don't know what that is, but it's not networking. The purpose of networking is to build authentic relationships. So from there, Barbara Colson, who was my teacher at the time, and I really love taking her class, and she's to this day a good friend of mine. I kept following up with her, like, I really want to do fashion law. What do I need to do? Who do you know? And she ended up reaching out to a few people, and it got me my internship at Tory Burch that wasn't even posted yet. So truly, I guess the principle to take away from that, for law, I'll give it for law students, juniors, and people who aren't in the legal industry. So for law students, it's you need to be doing more than networking. So if you're not already networking, if you're really only focusing on grades, start networking. Network with your classmates. Your peers are your future clients. They're the people who are going to be hiring you. That's your network right there. So don't be mean, don't be a jerk, and truly know them, get to know them, be friends with them. These are people who you will have long-lasting relationships with. If I didn't have my network, I would not have been successful these past 2 years when I quit my job in big law and moved to a boutique firm as a partner. I really reached out to my network, who was not only so incredible, but they from however many years, 10 years of knowing them and giving so much value to them, helping them find jobs, connecting people with them. I was able to really build a book of business through referrals. So that's one thing for law students, and also for young lawyers who are thinking, how do I build a book of business? You're networking and you're building relationships. This is not just to get the next job, right? This is bigger than that. This is your life and who's going to be in it. The how amazing your life is going to be, and how interesting your life is going to be. Really all centers around your relationships, and really pouring into and surrounding yourself with people who are positive and who you enjoy being around, and who truly make you happy. And for anyone who is not a lawyer or a law student, I will say that networking is absolutely everything. I mean, I think it touches on what I've just said. It determines the beauty of your life. I think by finding the people who inspire you, who can mentor you, who you can help, and who you like being around genuinely, and who bring you joy, that's going to lead you to incredible opportunities that you could never have seen if you simply just thought, wow, I need this person because they need to get me this job, or I need to network with them to do this one thing. So look broader, build real relationships. I call it your opportunity funnel, okay? So everyone is building an opportunity funnel. If you haven't already done this, you can create an Excel spreadsheet. Start typing who your friends are, who your family friends are, who your colleagues are that you work with, who are your mentors, who are the people that you've met at events. Like, really build out and put it tangible. Like, I have mine. I have it in an Excel spreadsheet of all the people who are in my network. And every few months, look at it, check it, see who you haven't reached out to in a bit. Send them a message. Three words, people. How are you? Text them, call them, see how that person is, check in with their life. This is not, even if you're networking for business, I want everyone to think broader. These are people, these are relationships. So check in with them and be consistent. Check in every 3 to 5 months. You really don't want to wait too long, because someone could be going through something. And if you're there for them to support them, that's how you build real relationships. It's not just reaching out to someone when you absolutely need something. Okay, so let's recap. I think success secret number one is you don't have to be the smartest person to get the A or to get the promotion or to get the thing that you want out of life. It's truly just a matter of being very intentional and figuring out how to do that, whether it's studying on YouTube and reading articles for 20 plus hours and learning something, talking to mentors. I think it really comes down to getting the knowledge. So knowledge is everything. Getting the knowledge on how you can achieve something. The people who put that work in are the ones that end up being successful. And then I would say study secret number two is that just having credentials like good grades or maybe things on your resume or connections, it's not enough. True success, it's not enough. You have to have a network. You have to network. And then I would say that the last is building authentic relationships. So you may be able to build a business purely by your network and your contacts, but people who really take it to the next level and live careers and lives of their dreams are the ones who have strong relationships with the people in their lives. So those are my 3 success secrets. And that's true. It truly has worked for me. If you apply them in law school, you will be successful because it comes down to your grit, your how much you're willing to learn, and how quickly you can learn. I also have that law school mastermind course. It's up. It's on my Instagram at Law School Mastermind. It's free. It's great for pre-law students and for students who still feel like it hasn't clicked yet in law school. Watch those videos. And so if I'm at the end of my lecture, talk, whatever you'd like to call it, and would love to take questions if anyone has questions. Okay, so Abby Bucket says, relationships have gotten me further in law school than I'd like to admit. Yes, they are everything. Definitely, it's something that no one teaches you, but it is the core. It is the core success secret is relationships. Okay, Nicholas Ballin says, what was your undergrad major? Is STEM degree required to practice IP law? That's an interesting one. So IP law, for anyone not knowing, is short for intellectual property. It's like trademarks, copyrights, and contracts. And STEM is like science, tech, all that good stuff. Engineering, math. So definitely I would say that's not required. I don't have a STEM background. I was a history and Spanish major, double major, and I'm a good lawyer. And I would say that it helped, I think just, if you have a STEM background, it could help with patents, and I think it is required for the patent bar, some degrees, but generally speaking, you could definitely do other types of IP law. Okay, and Nivadius Webster, what was your first semester GPA, and what did you end up with at the end of 1L? Thanks. Okay, so that's a good question. I probably had, I had a 3.0. I think I had a 3.0. I remember it was all B's. It was just all B's, which are great, right? Like, I'm not complaining, but most law students, you were A students in undergrad. And so going from A's to flat B's, it's harsh, really harsh. And that's like most 1L students, it's on a curve. So not everyone's getting A's and you're competing with the brightest in the world. So that was my first semester. And then the second semester I got way better grades. And then every semester after that, they just kept going up. And so, I think it was a 3.2. 3.2 or 3.3. I don't even remember, but I think that's pretty much what it is. And then on the Excel sheet, would you place contacts by industry? Could we have more tips on it? Thank you. Yeah, you know what I can do is I have to clean mine up. It's like a mess, and I made a new one, so I'm gonna clean it up, and I will share it. What I'm doing now is I'm making like TikTok videos and cross posting to Law School Mastermind a lot. So if you don't follow me, make sure you follow me in Law School Mastermind. And I'm just gonna keep like cranking out some FAQ questions. But I do want to answer your question. So what is now? I have the name, I have their email, I have where they live, I have their practice area. And I also say if they are, like, when was my last point of contact with them, so I remember. And if there's anything else, just start there, and you can absolutely start adding. Whenever you have this is like another trick, whenever you have a ton of information, always make a chart. Always make a chart. Don't like just make a random list or keep emails. Like, make a chart, and then when you have all that data, you can start seeing patterns, and maybe there's something that keeps coming up. Like, you can just make a notes section, and if you keep seeing the same note you're making, make a column for that. Ellie said, thank you so much for your great talk. What would you say is a networking, what would you say is a great networking message? What message would you avoid or recommend? Thank you. Okay, hold on. What message would you avoid or recommend? Like, Ellie, are you talking about email? Yeah, you're talking about like a cold email? And then Nicholas Ballin says, what is your current work-life balance like as a partner at IP Law? It's a great question. Okay, Ellie, I'm going to answer Nicholas, and then I'll come back to you. I am a mother of 2 young boys. I have a lot of friends. I'm very close to my family, and I run a busy practice. So, I think it's pretty good. And I will say that, like, every day is a marathon. I don't know how many of you guys have kids. I just, you know, like, I just started a family 2 years ago. So, like, pre that, I would say my work-life balance was okay. At the end of, like, 2019, it was not. It was all work, and I burnt out, and it was very bad. But now it's crazy. Like, I probably work a similar amount that I did, in big law, which is kind of crazy to think about, but it's different because it's for me, and I don't feel like it's work because I get to pick the people I work with. I don't work with everyone. If someone is not nice, I will not work with them. Like, you don't have to work with clients. You can say no. So, I think I have a pretty good balance, but I work a lot. So I'm up at I've been getting up at 4 or 5, and I'll do a little bit of work before my kids get up. Then they get up, and it's kind of all hands on deck. We feed them, we hang out, and I like take them to school. And then I'm on from 9 to 5, very efficient. And then 5 to 7, we hang out, we have dinner all as a family. And then I'm back on for a couple hours, and I go to bed around 9. So that's Monday through Friday, and it probably sounds crazy, but like, I am very committed to my family and my work, so that's how I live my life, and it's kind of crazy, but I love it. So Ellie says, thank you so much for your great talk. What would you say is a great networking message for email? Okay, so let's talk cold emails. And I think this went really well. So, and thank you guys for like tuning in and watching. And I hope the people who are watching this on the recording are enjoying. But I'm going to try to do these. Once a month, because this is the same structure that I was doing in Law School Mastermind. So I have a curriculum, I have like a program, and I think I'm just going to teach it once a month. I'll teach the topic. I'll go through the whole thing. So I think that's important now to say, if you don't follow me already, because I could see some of you following me, tap the arrow at the top of the screen. Follow me on here, because this is just like my main account at the Trademark Attorney. But also, you can click in my link tree and you'll see Law School Mastermind. That is an account, because not everyone who follows me is a law student, but I'm really like a big advocate for law students and a mentor. So I will put a lot more law specific and law student content on Law School Mastermind. So, and I think what we're going to be doing is doing this once a month. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I have a whole program around cold emails. So, if this is a totally cold email, I say make it a warm email, okay? Any email where you're reaching out to someone, like, you have to figure out how to make it warm. So go on to LinkedIn. Who is this person connected to? Did they go to your school? Do they have something of interest? Were you interested in a case that they did? Like, did they write an article? You can make a cold email warm very, very easily. But so find a connection point that you have in common and start the conversation that way. And I also have a template cold email that I will share. I could just post it and show you guys, like, in a reel. I'll like do the green screen. So that's coming. Okay. How did you deal with imposter syndrome in law school, if you had any? Of course, everyone does. Like, everyone does. It's just, unfortunately, women talk about it more. I don't know. I'm sure guys have it, but imposter syndrome. I don't love the word imposter syndrome. I just think it's like insecurity and like not like lack of confidence. Okay, but how did I overcome lack of confidence, right? You just have to kind of do things, and in your heart that you're here and you're doing your best. I think that's what always gets me through, is like, I'm doing my best and I'm smart. There's other people out there who are doing the same thing, who care a lot less than you do, who are not as detailed as you are, and probably have a job somewhere that's pretty high up. So that's kind of how I figure it out. Like, I realize, you know what? I'm probably more capable than a lot of these other people. And so I just kind of push through. And it's like a little fake it till you make it thing. But, and community, like, this is why I'm doing these, is to like show you guys, you don't have to wear a suit all the time to be a lawyer, or, be stuffy or look a certain way. You can be however you want, as long as, you feel like it's a professional version of you. So Ellie said, I meant cold emailing. I'm from Germany and networking is not practiced extensively there as in the US. Yeah, well, so then start. It's a great opportunity for you, right? To send emails. I would say definitely like reach out. And what I mean by, I don't care if you don't know this person. You need to make it a warm email. You should read an article that they wrote and start the conversation from that. Like, I read your article and I absolutely loved this point of it. You can build a connection point. Don't just blind email these people. I'm posting content all the time. Just say, Francesca, I watched this video and when you said X, it made me feel amazing. Like, I resonated with that. Start your email with that. Okay. I think that was the last question. What did you guys think? Did you enjoy this? I hope you did. Comment, please, if you're watching the recording and you have questions, or if you want to leave a comment now, guys. Thank you so much. We had a great group tonight. I am going to be doing these to mentor students, and I appreciate you all. Thank you for being so supportive. I wish that, and maybe one day I'll be able to really go all in on my private mastermind again. But until then, we're going to be live and really pouring into law students, giving as much value as I can, because these are all the things that I wish that I'd known when I went through law school. So I wish you all an amazing rest of your week. And if you had any questions, let me know. Shoot me a DM. Otherwise, continue to follow and comment. And I look forward to supporting you on your journey in your career and life. Bye, guys.